Hey everybody, I have on clothes, just a tank. But in any case, today for a change, I didn't go into the store to work. It's funny, this thing keeps cutting off because my probably at this point in this house should replace my wireless modem. But in any case, today I decided, and I've done this, I did this while I was redoing the website. I did this a great deal yesterday. I'm doing this today. Taking a quick lunch break because I also work my full-time job at home. But I realized that I wasn't enjoying me enough anymore. And definitely not my badass bedroom. So here I am in my boudoir with my handy dandy IKEA desk and my laptop. Another thing I was thinking about was this thing cuts off. So every time it cuts off, I stop talking so that we don't miss parts of the video. I think to make space for myself. Okay. And one of those things is like having time by myself, not talking to people, not servicing anybody's needs. Yesterday, I was really had it out with my kids because, it's like, I don't clean up after y'all anymore because you grown. And I'm certainly not cleaning up after your kids. And I want to get into a place where I'm not spending the free time that I have continuing to constantly service the needs of others. Because what happens is you burn out. I've also separated myself from people in this community who I know are not on shit. Now, I got almost 5,000 Facebook friends, and a lot of those people are considered to be leaders in the spiritual community. And, when somebody's not doing the things that they're supposed to be doing as a spiritual leader, especially Black spiritual leaders, in my opinion, don't come in here fucking shit up. Don't come in here making shit up when we have rich traditions that never died. And, what I realized, though, was that spending that time, if it's somebody who is not from our culture and is appropriating our culture, or if it's somebody that's doing some real heinous stuff to their membership, I will say something about it if it's, public and people are talking about it. But I have a lot of people come to me in confidence about these cult leaders that they've been dealing with abuses within their houses, societs, elays. And I realized, what? There are certain things, certain battles that I can say something about. One of the things I tell people is if you have a problem with me, keep your name out my mouth. If you want to, keep my name out your mouth. If you want to come to me about something you've heard about me, we can talk about it. I've never, ever been the type of person who won't talk about whatever somebody's had to say about me. In fact, in every single instance when somebody's talked about me behind my back, I have hi Lance. Hi Sinari. Monique, sorry about that. I've actually gone to that person with the person they spoke to. I'd be like, what's the problem? So you can do that when your drawers is clean and your nose is wiped and you ain't done shit. Then they ain't got nothing to say when they pop up in front of your face. But I realized that life is hard enough that, I love being in my store. I'm battling the battle is over. The spirits have won. They're hiring a company to fix or replace the air conditioning system because they can't. In the meantime, I got this big ass ugly portable AC unit in my store, but at least we're not dying. I lost a few candles in the process, but it just went to show how cheaply they were made because the ones that were made well, they survived. And so it's been a heat wave. It's been dealing with, slumlords. It's been dealing with a drop in business because I bought a store. Ain't that something? You know, people just get it in their systems that they don't want you to succeed. And it's really showing. Yeah, well, yeah. There's battles in every month. But what I've learned when you got like what, between 4 and 6 planets in retrograde, is that you can I've always, during retrogrades, for the most part, stayed above the fray because I keep to myself. I mind my business. I worry about myself and what I got to do. Okay? And I'm doing that more and more. And I'm finding that more and more people do not like it. But that's okay. When I gave a reading to a person recently, they said they had imposter syndrome. And I want to know how you can get imposter syndrome when you're being your unique self. I think that too many of us have gotten on social media and realized that, oh, all these people supposedly have all of these perfect lives and they're just doing the damn thing. And quite honestly, really, no, they ain't. I'm going to be real fucking honest with you. And so one of the things that, I'm a psychic, but one of these things I've been promising myself, and I don't know how I'm going to go about it. I don't know if I'm going to promise to do it for you, but I'm going to promise to do it for me, is to have a crystal, at least a crystal of the week and a card of the day, because that's kind of like waking up with prayer. There are devotions that I can do in voodoo every day that don't have anything to do with anybody, but I know that if I want to learn a particular deck or become closer to a set of cards that I desire to work with, that's what I got to do. And my favorite deck of cards right now is the Two of Gourds, okay? So my favorite deck right now, rather, is Dust to Onyx. It's the melanated tarot deck, and I've written the foreword for the second edition, but before that, I had a first edition. Courtney Alexander is an amazing tarot artist, and I want to see her thrive. In fact, I want all of us to thrive. Any black conjurers, you got a conjure company, I want to see you thrive. That's one of the things I've got to do, is get back to a couple of the people who have sent me things. I've gotten back to most of you about selling products in my store. I'm selling artwork for my sister. I need artwork on my walls. So why wouldn't I sell artwork for my sister? And then, not my sister, but a sister. And my whole thing is, we can all be rich. We can all be great. And what I've found is that fear and imposter syndrome hinders many of us from doing that. But then on the other end of the spectrum, you can be somebody like myself. When I did some type of personality test at work, I'm a D. I'm a solid D. Dominant. Right smack dab in the fucking middle. Ain't no traits of nothing else. But you have to choose where you're going to put your dominance. And what I needed to do was actually dominate parts of my own life. Give myself my own peace. Do the things that work for me and make me happy. And I love the fact that I pulled this card today. If you read the book that Courtney has so beautifully written, this book is fucking amazing, y'all. You will see that this card is about balance. It's about seeing both sides of a situation to resolve conflict. And I ain't gonna joke, I have conflict in my house with all these damn kids making a mess. My house ain't never looked the way it looked. But, when they get up, and they all stayed up watching Stranger Things last night. We finished it last night. God, even watching pieces of that show was like, whoa. So they stayed up late. But when they get up, I got plans for all of them. Because like I told my daughter, even the 4-year-old can push a broom. And you can throw food on the floor, you can push a broom. I'm getting at the age where when you're 50 years old, you're at a point in your life where you only going down. You ain't getting no younger. You're going up in age with the things that are associated for most of us that come with age. And I'm like, man, I don't even feel 50, y'all. I feel 25. But I'm starting to feel my age because of that lack of balance. Let me take a look. And of course, I did not mark the page. I love how this person has the pearl right there on the top of their forehead. I would consider that to be in the area of their third eye. And, I think about how we deny ourselves certain luxuries and certain beauty because of the responsibilities that we have. But there comes a time in your life where you have to have a significant amount of balance. And so when this is in its upright position, and she calls that awakened, and that's the way I pulled it today. Fair enough, the way I shuffled them and laid them out, they were all upright. But I could have pulled it possibly anyway. But it's about balance. It's about reconciliation. It's about union. It's about coming to agreements. And so we have to think, yes, even a 4-year-old can push a broom. She can throw food on the floor. She can clean it up. We got to get a balance. Just like when it comes to raising kids. If you want discipline, you have to provide it. It just does not show up. If you want a child to be self-sufficient, you have to teach that. And so I think that was my biggest thing with my kids yesterday. I was like, y'all act like I ain't taught you shit. You really literally act like I have not taught you anything. You act like I haven't taught you policy, procedure, or anything about how to hold your shit together and live in a way where you're not overwhelmed when it's time to clean it up. And that comes from having a routine of doing certain things at a certain time, or at least within a particular day. For young parents, like I told my oldest daughter, it's washing a load of clothes every day, or you're going to be miserable, or you're going to be at the laundromat, running between the store and the laundromat, a few doors down, swapping out loads because you've got so much to do. Oh, and then when we talk about the 17-year-old's laundry, I volunteered to help her, but I also helped the 17-year-old. But I'll be damned if I help you with your laundry and other things that I've asked to be done, don't get done. Because I realized that, no, everything doesn't have to be on me. No, I don't have to be everybody's mother. And that's one of the things that a friend of our family pointed out. Andy was just like, with all of the additional people that your mother is helping on a daily basis, because they don't want to do the things they need to do to get their lives together, the last thing she needs is for y'all to act like that when you've been trained to know better. See, avoiding any problem doesn't make it go away. And so as a result, you got to look at those problems. And for me, my problem was, where am I putting my energy? Where is my balance? I should be very easily be able to do everything I need to do within a day as long as I don't let it pile up. So today, this 2 of Gourds is very significant for me because I'm saying to myself, don't let it pile up. And that's why you guys really haven't seen a lot of Facebook videos, but I understand that in order to stay in business, that you got to do that. You have to reach out. You have to talk to people. That's what has made people trust me. That is what has made people buy my products. That's what made people support my store. I get that. But I also have to find a balance with that there. So, in the name of balance, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the new website, and then I'm going to get off and go back to work. So the new website, some things I love about it, absolutely, tremendously. I use Square to process my stuff at my storefront. And I was using a product called 3D Cart before that gave awesome metrics from the back end and all that. The front end never really looked that good to me. But I always loved their back end integrations and the ability to download things and all of that. But it has proven to be a bear when it came to the supposed syncing between the inventory of my store through Square versus my stuff that was online. And frequently, you all would come to my website and you would see that I was out of stock of things that I had plenty of. And so I'd go to 3D Cart and they blame Square and Square blamed 3D Cart and all that. And so I was calling one day and I was speaking to a customer service representative and I said, look, what can we do here about this inventory? And she says, well, we just bought Weebly. Now, if y'all know anything about Weebly, Weebly's kind of like Wix. Wasn't going to serve me a purpose for a pretty busy volumed store. So, but now they're making improvements and they've made improvements every day. And it was really excellent to go in there and to work on the website and to figure out how everything worked and to get it up. And yeah, I love the website. But let me tell you guys a few things that are going to happen that you're not going to like. There's not a customer relationship management queue. So you'll just be doing that via email with me. And maybe it'd be easier for me to handle if it's just straight through email. So we have a contact us form on our website. Our shipping days are still the same. My divination advance notice is still the same. I don't know what it's going to be like on your end. If you purchase something from me, but you want to buy something from the sale, let me know. I'm going to talk to Weebly. I don't know what you guys see about your sales records, but I don't have those records anymore. I will have the completed sales, but like by customer, where I could go in and look at every single interaction we've had through the customer relationship manager, all of your orders, any store credit. So store credit is probably not going to be a thing. If it is, I'll give it to you in the form of a coupon. Those are the types of things, but they're working on doing that. And I'm really not feeling their mailing integration. The first time I tried to use it, it told me they use Shippo, who I was looking at anyway, because Stamps.com's integration with 3D Cart kept messing me up. There are things that aren't customizable. I know a little HTML enough to be dangerous. So you notice that the website's got fairly large fonts and logos and texts on the front page. There's no way for me to shrink that. So I made the homepage as simple as possible. There's no way to put my YouTube channel at the bottom on the social media icons because they're made for people who don't know much about the internet. Okay? And I'm not in Chicago anymore. I'm in Ohio, so I'm about 6 hours from Chicago, but you can always come and visit me. So instead of at the end, they do the first part of the YouTube, when they do the social media buttons, they do the first part of the address, but it's /user instead of /channel. So I can't put my channel up there. They want me to put an individual account. So those are some of the things that I'm noticing with the new website that really shouldn't affect you much. You'll still be able probably to go in and look at your orders, one would think. You'll still be able to see when something's shipped. You'll still be able to see when something, I love the way it works for the store. When you go and pick stuff up, the actual inventory will be correct. But if you guys see any problems, misspellings, text, any of that mess, please, let me know. And we're having a sale right now, and I would appreciate it if y'all would buy something because rent is at the end of the month. I don't know if there are types of people who like have their favorite conjurers that they buy from all the time. That's the majority of my customers. But as far as new customers, I really think that people try to buy from people who are not as established because they're trying to give them a chance. And I certainly agree with that. And that's why I want to have other conjurers stuff. That's why the name of the store is not Big Liz Conjure, because it's supposed to be a garden of everybody's conjure work. But, you got to support it Because just because everybody in social media puts on all of these airs, it costs money to run a store. I've spent thousands getting that store to where it needs to be. And I look at other people who are recently opening stores and or redoing their things, and I look at the thousands of dollars of things that they have purchased in order for that store to look like anything. So right now we're going through a major restock. While my daughter's there, we're getting through the orders. But we're also, as we make orders, restocking the shelves because we don't want people to come into an empty store. We have had to heavily research the right types of wicks and wax and everything for 7-day candles because the cost is prohibitive to have them shipped from another company. And I've offered the spiritual stores in my area, you want us to do no label plain fixed candles for you? Let's talk. I haven't heard back from them. That's okay. But I'm going to do what's important for us to stay in business and to give you guys good quality products. So yeah, support me. Share my website with your friends. Have people sign up for classes and divinations. I promise you, you won't be sorry. People ask for July hoodoo one-on-one classes. The first ones that I've put out, nobody purchased. They purchase for later in the month, and that's fine. We have a book club, and my customer group, Big Liz Conjure and Azili's Conjure Garden customer group. We are reading Dr. Hazard Donald's Mojo Working. It's an academic work about hoodoo. It's not blowing my mind. It's reasserting things that I've always believed about hoodoo. So I'm loving it. So that's at, I think, like 7:30 tonight, something like that. So if y'all want to come, you got to join my customer group. And then you'll get the Zoom link. Okay? We are going to go back to temple talks as well for the first temple of African first African temple of ancestor veneration. Soon, I hope. Okay? But it's all about balance. And I realize that I'm just not good to everybody if I'm doing everything for everybody else. I got to be good to me first. So remember that too of Gourds. Think about balance, reconciliation, communication, getting along with people and doing right by people, including yourself. And have a great day.